Today, we'll be taking a look at the belt switch on this LG gas dryer. Be sure to visit ApplianceVideo.com, where you will find thousands of repair videos on the latest technology. And for a limited time, you can save big on an annual membership and take advantage of all of our premium benefits. ApplianceVideo.com. Do it right the first time. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for the proper voltage. Remember to also turn off the gas. You will need the following tools to complete this repair. To begin, let's first lift this top panel here. It can be a little frustrating, but what you'll need is a putty knife, and on the corners they put a little kind of small triangular locking tab that you have to press in with the putty knife and lift up, but there's not a lot of room to see exactly where it's at. So I'm going to use just the corner because the full blade will not be able to hit it. Go just the corner, and I want you to go about an inch in, press in, and start to lift up. You should feel it bending, and then we can see right there where it's at. Once you get one side up, it's a little easier to see the second side, but like I said, usually about an inch in, maybe inch and a half. You'll press in, lift up on the top, and then let it rest against a wall or a platform. Next, we'll go ahead and remove the front panel here. And in order to do that, we'll open up the door. We have 4 Phillips screws inside that'll need to be taken out. Let's set those to the side here. Now, next, I'm going to close the door. We have 2 screws on the top that'll need to be removed. Let's start with this one. Now, normally, these have a small kind of bent piece of metal that holds the front up. This one's a little jacked up, so I'm going to have to put my knee on it because this is bent up here while I remove that next screw. I'll prevent it from falling. See, that side just falls right forward. And then we'll have to disconnect the door switch right here. Be very careful, pull it out, lift up on the front panel, and set it to the side. Now that we got that set aside, let's go ahead and take off our bulkhead here. In order to do this, we will disconnect your moisture sensor on the bottom. You just pinch and separate. Then we have multiple Phillips screws on the bulkhead to take it out. Next, what we'll do is lift up on the bulkhead, start to pull it out, keep the drum held up, and set the bulkhead to the side. Now that we have the bulkhead set aside, next we'll want to remove the drum. In order to do so, we'll have to disengage the idler and belt system down here. So you will find your belt wrapped around your idler and your motor pulley. In order to remove it, you'll use your finger, lift up on this side of the idler to release tension, pull the belt off of the motor pulley here and let go. Pull it up above the idler, let down on the idler. You will use the belt to guide the drum up. So lift up, use it to pull out, and set your drum to the side. Now that we have the drum removed, we have clear access to our belt switch down here. Now, the main purpose of a belt switch is to detect whether or not your belt is installed. If it breaks, what happens is this idler is generally up like this. The belt will break, it will fall down, it will hit the switch, tell it that the belt is broken, and disengage the motor, not allowing it to start. Now sometimes what you may find is that the unit is not starting and the belt is actually on here. That could represent a faulty belt switch. In order to test it, what we'll do is you have 2 Phillips screws on here. One on the bottom. Let's pull that out. Should be one more here. Let's go ahead and pull that out. Now you have the switch here. You can check to make sure it is actuating properly. You should be able to hear a noise. If you want to test it, you can undo the wiring and you can test between the terminal inside here and test, push the switch in and out and make sure it makes and breaks continuity. If it does not, your switch will need to be replaced. Go ahead and set it to the side. When installing your new belt switch, first we will reinstall the wiring. And of course, the longer portion of the Molex is going to go to the outside. Just go ahead and get it plugged in like that. Then we need to install it. Your flapper here will go toward the idler. That will show you which direction it gets installed. Let's go ahead and put the screw in the top first. Just give it a couple of threads by hand. Let's try to find the bottom one here. There we go. Now let's tighten them up. Give the idler a move here. Make sure it's going to actuate the switch. Now we can reinstall the drum. When reinstalling the drum, we are going to use the belt to do this. Now, just hold on to the belt, put it briefly right where it has the line on the drum. We'll get it to the back and then give it a turn while pushing in. This is going to pull the drum onto the rollers. Next, we'll lift up the belt and just kind of dangle it and line it up right with that line that was on the drum previously. Reach underneath, and then we will find our belt as well as our idler. Now when we are installing the belt, you will have a flat side here and the ribbed side here. What we will do is put the flat side against the idler, start to pull up on the idler, hold it up by this tab here, pull over on the belt, and wrap the ribbed side around the motor pulley, let back down on the idler. Now we can reinstall the bulkhead. When reinstalling your bulkhead, first of all, we have the rollers on the bottom here that your drum will have to rest on. We also have these almost like little pins that will go into these notches on the frame. So what I want you to do is I want you to put the front of the bulkhead, when you rest the front of the drum on it, okay? And then pull up with the weight of the front of the drum and just set into your first 2 picks here, all right? When you're at that point, give the drum a turn. This will draw the front of the bulkhead in and rest the drum on the rollers. Lift up and get the other 2 sides in. Let's reinstall our Molex on the bottom. This one popped out here. Now let's reinstall the 4 screws. Frame's a little torqued on this one, so it keeps pulling out, but we'll secure it. Let's reinstall the last one. Now we can reinstall the front panel. When reinstalling the front, since the metal's bent, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my drill on over with the screw on it. And then when I reattach the front base, has holes on the bottom of this front panel. You'll see those little pegs on the bottom of the frame. So I'm going to lift up, put the pegs inside the hole, push forward. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the door switch while I'm here. Keep my knee on it and reinstall this screw. I have to flex this a little bit. Let's reinstall this one. Get these 4 reinstalled. And these ones look a little bit different than the others. It's almost like a darker gray. All right, let's close the door. Let's go ahead and pop down that top. To reinstall the top, very simple. Just bring it down, try not to cut yourself. Line it up, press down, boom. There you go, and that will complete your repair. Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com. If you found this video helpful, make sure you click the like and subscribe to our channel.